Alright guys, Model Mupper here, how you doing? Well, playing Borderlands 2, as you can see. And playing Kreig, the Psycho, the latest character. And I've been having some difficulty with Kreig on the Hellborn tree. But I was determined to try and make it work, and I think we've got something that does make it work. Now, we're on round 5 of Finks Slaughterhouse. And things are pretty hectic, and my mate there, Flibble, has just been killed, which, as most of you will know, means that he can't actually be inside the ring, the arena thing, to help me out anymore. So, I've got to survive 5 rounds, and this turned out just being absolute epic battle. And I think I've really got it nailed down now for a very workable Hellborn build. I mean, it is just insane to play. You know, it really is just stupidly enjoyable. Up until now, I've been really loving the melee tree, and I also liked the blood explosion thing. But Hellborn, I just really kind of wasn't getting away with it, you know. Anywho, the great thing about this build is that there's nothing really that's difficult to get for it. I've got a decent rocket launcher. I forget which one I'm using actually. Got a decent rocket launcher for second winds when I need it. The guns that I'm using, the one that I'm using virtually all the way through this, is the Ruby, which you get from Moxie. And you get that from doing the Rackaholics side mission. So make sure you leave that till you're level 61 because it's well worth it for this build. For those of you who don't know, when you've got the Ruby in your hand, anything that you're doing is going to be healing you at the same time. You know, any damage that you do. And now, all of Moxie's guns will do that. But the Ruby will give you the best. I forget what the numbers are. So hopefully somebody may be able to point those out for me. But definitely the Ruby gives you the highest health back out of all the guns that you can get from it. And also, it's doing slag, which in ultimate fault hunter mode you really need some slag damage going on, you know, because these things are just so hard to kill sometimes. Anyway, me just being a bit of a noob here, can't decide which gun to use, and can't remember where I put the rocket launcher. I'll find it in time. And we're still on wave 1, so yeah, it's a bit of a lengthy video, this one. But I thought it was worth it because neither myself nor Flibble really expected us to get through this. Now the shield that I'm using is the Flame of the Firehawk, and again leave that to level 61 because on this build it is just devastating. Once it starts novering like this, it takes 15 seconds, the way that the build is, for it to even start recharging. So that means you've got 15 seconds of pure Nova going like this. But also, if you're taking any damage during that time, as long as you're taking damage, that Nova will keep on going until you get a 15-second gap of no damage. And it just pours out the damage for you, you know, it really does. You can basically just walk around. If you've got a Moxie in your hand, a Ruby in your hand, you can just walk around dishing out damage. Grenade I'm using is the homing Stormfront, and that gets me stacks up nicely, you know. It sets myself on fire. It does everything that I need. So it's not so much for the damage output that it's doing, although that's not bad at all. It certainly strips away shields very, very well. But it's more for the health that it gives back to me. You throw that grenade into a mob and that's it, your health straight back up again. You know, it's just an awesome combination. So the other guns that I've got equipped are the bad touch and the good touch. Got them for corrosive damage and fire damage. But to be honest, I rarely needed them, and as long as you don't run out of ammo, you can just keep going with the Ruby. And you can see here I'm getting sort of up to 50 bullets in the magazine with it as well, as long as I'm keeping the damage going, which again is just insane, you know. I reload it quite often, more out of habit. I don't know if you guys do that thing, kill somebody and reload. that's kind of pretty much what I was doing a lot of the time here. Just so used to having to reload it all the time. I love the way that the different skill trees you go down give you different conversations from Kreig when he's talking to himself. He is just so much fun to play. Now, I haven't tried this yet too well against armoured enemies. Hang on a second, dog's just gone out. I have to shut the door. Time to make some head wounds. Now, I've said this before on my channel, I love my dog to bits, but man, it's annoying sometimes wanting to be in, wanting to be out. Where was I? Yeah, armoured enemies. You can deal with them. I've done it to an extent, but it's obviously a lot easier when you're dealing with enemies that are more susceptible to fire. But you can still do this as a tactic, and with enough slag on them as well, they still go down, but you end up going through more bullets. So it might be advisable to have a relic that gives you plenty of ammo. Now I'm fine-tuning this build. After I recorded this video, I picked up Moxie's Heartbreaker from doing a safe and sound mission. So I'm going to be incorporating that into the build and playing with more guys later on. And once I've got the build sort of, you know, fine-tuned, I'll do a video on what it is. I'm going to have to dedicate it to Moxie because it's her guns in combination with the powers that just make this so awesome. Although obviously the Flame Hawk, is it the Flame Hawk? I get so mixed up with stuff and I don't have it in front of me. But anyway, the Shield of the Flame Hawk, whatever it's called, is just awesome for pumping out damage with this. Yeah, it was an epic fight. We thought we'd really be struggling once Flibble went down, but he was up at the top supporting me, obviously, and he's got his blood plosion skill going, and he's got a pretty nasty sniper rifle for it. There's a couple of times you see some really nice pyrotechnics. Only time you really need to be careful with this as a build is when your shield is down but it hasn't recharged yet, because you can see now I'm not pushing the Novas out anymore, so that does make me a little bit more fragile. Let the bullets scrape me clean. Never ever flash a sassy eye at the good doctor. The mod that I'm using is the legendary mod. I did try a couple of the mods that were appropriate to the Hellborn tree. I can't remember what they're called. Sorry guys, I'm really bad at this stuff. But the legendary one gives you everything you need. Now when I'm playing a melee build, I don't use that. I use one of the simpler class mods. But for this, you can't beat the legendary mod. Actually, the legendary mod that I'm using is actually level 60, so I need to get my hands on the level 61 just for that extra little bit of fine tuning. My stomach is clear and my mind is full of bacon. You can see I've got the melee override skill here as well, and that's just so much fun to use as well, you know. I mean, who doesn't like setting things on fire? 30 colours. Oh look, watch this. That's the blood plosion going there. Very nice. Very nice. The knife edge splat down the middle. Can you hear me? Sorry, I'm just laughing at Kreig. He's insane. So yeah, I thought I was done with the Hellborn tree, you know, I thought it's just not for me. But finally got it figured. I think where I was going wrong was I was so tied to the idea of getting the, you know, the game changes, like the top skills, and I don't have them on this build apart from in the Hellborn tree. But in the Mania tree, I really just went for stuff that was giving me health boosts and fire rate. Didn't bother with any melee boosting skills at all. And in the, what's it called, tree that's on the left, the one that ends with blood explosion, I've just got a couple of points in the stats to boost my magazine gun size, and that's about it. Buzzards can be a problem. I'll quite happily admit that. Although when I was playing by myself earlier on, I went into Sawtooth Cauldron and saw them off fine. So
Blood is in my eyes and now watch the ocean of blood. Its waves crash against my forehead again and again.
and when I first tried the Firehawk shield, I didn't like it. I mean, I liked the effect of it, but it's a bit hard on the eyes. But when you've been playing it for a while, you do get used to it. I'd rather not see that visual effect, but I'm happy to put up with it now. One potential name for this build is what the fuck is going on, because sometimes it is just so hard to see what is going on. You have to keep a constant eye on your mini-map, see where they're coming from. But look at this guy, ultimate badass. I mean, look how quickly he just goes down. And me not taking any damage at all, you know. It's just insane. Great fun. Just awesome. I love Finks Slaughterhouse, I've got to say, I never get tired of doing it. Because the battles are just like so epic.
This is my favorite song. The drumbeat of the ballistic fetishes.
So yeah, I think I'm going to have to say that Kreig is my favourite character so far. Far and away. He's the only character that I have a 61 actually. I stopped playing when around about the time that the level cap got increased. I don't know, I think I just kind of had enough of Borderlands for a while. But the break did me good. And the new character has just brought so much life into it. Usually I don't make more than one of each character type. But with Kreig I will, because I'm going to have one Hellborn character, I'm going to have one Mania character, and possibly one for the other skill tree, if I can remember its name.
I am the inside of this world. I taste the gore, and I smell the crying, and I want more! I want to bathe in your flesh! I want to savor your fear! I want to live in.
Oh, this colour saturation thing that's going on, that's not that's not done in game, that was me just throwing that on. Just to try and rest the eyes a little bit. No, I think it looks quite nice actually, this desaturate all but reds. What do you think? I think it suits it. I can remember this bit because I was shooting and I was thinking, where's he gone? I need him for my health back. And he was jumping around all over the place, couldn't get him. But then we got him. Oh, this part was epic as well. Two big Goliaths, both running mad. So being really clever here, I'll lure them over to each other, get out of dodge, let them fight each other. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Get on your goddamn knees.
Look at them.
Cauterize the wound. You're gonna scream just like she did. Open mouth, open heart, blood and noise forever piercing my skull, poisoning me with its psychopathic purple liquid. Watched it all. Felt the knife edge splat down the middle.
So, there we go.
You hear me?
We did it. 4 rounds of just me being in the arena and Flibble giving me support from the top line. Awesome. Awesome fun. Right guys, any questions you have about what I was doing, you know, what I'm using, etc., post them in the comments and I'll answer them. This is Muppet out. Bye.